that whole topic, but I mean, safe to say, Kenny, that look, we're living in a different age than when you played. There's just a lot more. There are a lot more opportunities for athletes to speak. A lot more. I mean, the social media thing has opened the door for everybody to really let everyone know how you feel all the time.
Yeah, I think there was always avenues. I think that, a lot of times they didn't want to be listened to, and I didn't think that at times the media would take the opportunity to even have conversations with athletes at certain times. But the result of all of that, I think one of the things they pressed on is about, well, how can you do individually? I think as an athlete, you do have a platform that you could start something, but I think the people who are in the community have a bigger outreach because, it is difficult for Chris Paul or Dwayne Wade to physically be in the areas. And those are the people who are actually in the areas. There are so many community leaders that do it every day. And we could support by lending our voice or lending our dollar or our checkbook. But more importantly, there are so many leaders every single day. This might be new to athletics, but not to the urban community. I grew up in a society, in an urban community, there were so many leaders that are there right now that are taking initiatives and just don't maybe have the voice, but they do way more than I could ever do.
LeBron made some very interesting points. One of my favorite points was when he said he means a lot to so many people. And I thought back. I just want to say, Charles, thank you for not shutting up and dribbling. Dr. J, thank you for not shutting up and dribbling because you guys definitely inspired me.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, thank you.
Guys definitely inspired me to
Bill Russell,
an NBA player. My advice to everyone that wants to speak their mind and do their part in the community, they must realize it's a full-time job. Don't just do it to get your likes and get your followers up. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, guys like that, they did it full-time. They accepted the responsibility. So if you're going to do it, accept the responsibility.
And it's just a bigger platform with social media. But I think you have to really be careful. So, I don't believe in social media. I don't do any social media because I don't want to open myself up to all them jackass and idiots out there. But it can be used for some of these guys in a positive way. But Ernie, athletes have always, going back to Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, all those guys, athletes have always spoken. But
I'm just saying, back then, you could put those on one hand. There were guys who were like the ones you mentioned. But today you see so many more.
Well, that's because of social media.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it's
you
a
have
new
to
day.
be careful. Some of these guys are not equipped to be on social media. It can work both ways. There's certain guys we want to speak, and there's certain guys we don't want to speak. I think we have to be really, really careful because some of those other trolls out there, their only job is to incense you. They can see, that's the one thing you have to really be careful when you're a celebrity. People can say whatever they want to you.
Just say something back.
That's when it becomes dun-da-da, dun-da-da. Yeah. Herm Edwards, who's one of my favorite men in the world, always talks about don't push sin because there's people whose only goal in life is to make you mad.
I know you're the king of the analogy, but I have an analogy to draw because I was thinking about this over the last couple of days. It's almost like, you remember the movie The Untouchables?
Yes, Kevin
Costner and
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. And they're going to go down and bust the liquor place. And it's the first time. And Sean Connery looks at Kevin Costner and says, or Elliot Ness, and says, remember, now, if I bust down this door, we're in, and there's no going back. Yeah. Are you prepared to do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that is often the case that you find yourself in right now. Am I going to go there? Because if you do, there's no turning back.
I'm prepared.
It's a good one, Ernie.
Well, I'm prepared.